With me now is former Montana wide receiver, now working for Skyline Sports, Sammy Akem. Sammy, I had so much fun with you the first time. We decided let's have you back again to talk Big Sky football and pick some games. First of all, conference play officially kicked off last week. And what was your overall assessment of what you saw across the Big Sky?
I think the Big Sky Conference is in a good place. I think they're looking really strong. Having 6 teams in the top 25 looks really, really good. I can't wait for the next couple of weeks. I mean, this week we got Northern Arizona, Idaho. That's going to be a really awesome game.
What are some of the games besides the brawl, of course, on the Big Sky schedule moving forward that you are most excited for?
Anybody Northern Arizona plays is going to be a good game. If I had to pick two, it'd be UC Davis coming to Montana and then Idaho playing against Montana State. I still think that's going to be a really, really good game.
Sammy, we have some good matchups this week, starting with UC Davis versus Portland State. UC Davis coming off their first ever win against a top 5 team. They jumped to number 9 in the Stats Perform FCS top 25. Portland State, on the other hand, looking for their first win of the season. Who you taking in this matchup?
Taking UC Davis. I do understand that UC Davis has got a big win at home against Idaho. And sometimes there could be some big win hangover from a game like that, but I expect them to take care of business. I suspect they'll probably be 3 to 4 score favorites in that game, and I think they should really cover that.
NAU with that massive upset over Sacramento State last weekend. They are now 25th in the Stats Perform FCS top 25, the first time the Lumberjacks are ranked since 2018. They're playing Idaho heading up to the Kibby Dome. Who you picking?
As we know, Idaho has been really strong defensively this year, but NAU, man, if you watch that Sac State game back, they had a ton of pressure on Carson Conklin the whole game. They were playing at a high level. Their defense was flying around. I mentioned the sack fumble from Alex McLaughlin. Like, they played a shutout game, but I'll pick NAU in that game.
Finally, our game of the week, Weber State at Montana. Weber State heads to Montana for the first time since 2019. So this will be the first time at Washington Grizzlies Stadium for head coach Mickey Mental and the entire Weber State roster. Montana fresh off their first ever Inferno win. Sammy, I don't even know if I have to ask, but as a formality, I'm going to. Who are you taking in this matchup?
I suspect the crowd is going to be rocking against Weber State on Saturday. I suspect it's going to be a vicious environment for Weber State to walk into. Montana does not lose a lot in Washington Grizzly Stadium. It's the best environment in the Big Sky Conference, one of the best environments in FCS football. You can't beat it there. So I'm going to pick Montana to beat Weber State.
Sammy, thank you. This weekend will be my first trip ever to Washington Grizzly Stadium. I'm so excited for the atmosphere, and I appreciate you joining me and for all of your insight. Cannot wait for my first trip to Washington Grizzly Stadium this weekend. Excited to see what that atmosphere is all about. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of This Week in Big Sky Football. I'm Megan Robinson. I will see you all next week.